Hello. I have been experimenting around with various coils. I've been experimenting with the one Russ has been working with in 007.
I have been experimenting with the S. Matthews coil in the 714825 configuration.
Been experimenting with the ABHA style coil and a fourth one which I'll show in a few minutes. I have a Fluke 2-channel scope, but doesn't have isolated channels, so I'm only using one channel. Right now I'm running the 007 coil, 7.63 kilohertz, and an average of 184 millivolts input current measured across 2 ohm resistor. So that's my 2 ohm resistor, and this is measuring the current going through the capacitor. It's also a 2 ohm resistor. Yeah. And the capacitors I'm using are some that I got from DigiKey, 0.1 microfarad, 630 volts. I got 2 of them in series. Right now I'm using 0.05 microfarad. I got 9 of them all together, but so I can try different frequencies. I got 2 unity meters, RMS. Output voltage right now across the cap is 39 volts. RMS output current, or the current going through the cap, is 175 milliamps. RMS 175 millivolts measured across 2 ohm resistor. So you divide by 2, and the input current also across 2 ohm resistor through the whole coil is 184 millivolts divided by 2 ohms. So that's what the current is. The frequency generator is dual channel DDS signal generator, and obviously it's set for 7,630 hertz. So the total voltage across the coil is 5.0 volts right now, measured with this Fluke 8024B multimeter, and that's 5 volts RMS. So we got 5 volts RMS in, we have 39 volts RMS out.
I will now hook up the S. Matthews coil and tune it to resonance.
I readjusted the frequency to now 14,240, 14,210 hertz. Output voltage is now 41.55 volts with same 5 volts input. The current through the capacitor is 355 millivolts divided by 2 ohms. The input current through the whole coil is 370 millivolts divided by 2 ohms. And other than that, nothing really changed. As you can see, the frequency going in is 14.2 kilohertz. Frequency across the cap, 14.21 kilohertz. Now I'm going to switch to the ABHA coil with the same setup. Okay, so now I have the ABHA coil hooked up, and the frequency is now back down to 4,360. 4,352 hertz. Input voltage still 5 volts. Output voltage is 35 volts. Current across the 2 ohm resistor is only 90 millivolts divided by 2 ohms. Current across the whole coil is 107 millivolts divided by 2 ohms. But pretty much the same results as the other 2 coils. So far all 3 coils have had considerable voltage multiplication with a small reduction in current through the capacitor compared to the overall current through the coil, but close to the same.
My summary. All 3 coils are pretty much the same in performance. All 3 coils have a tremendous voltage multiplication at resonance. The apparent power available at the capacitor is about 6 to 8 times the power being applied to the coil. Extraction of the apparent power increase is difficult at best and may prove impossible. I have not been able to extract more power out than is being fed into the coil. For example, when I place a load across the cap, the power used in the load is less than the input power supplied. Also, when I place a load in series with the cap, power across the load is less than the input. All load tests were done after retuning the coil with the load in place.